Hello, I'm Chris Barnett.
And I'm Jordan Ondroff. Thanks for joining us.
As storms caused damage across the Midwest, some areas saw twisted metal and splintered wood, while others saw death and injury. Today is Ash Wednesday, the first day of Lent. Students across UK's campus have been attending churches all day. Two students tell us what they're giving up for Lent. The Kentucky House has voted 96-1 to pass a bill that would fight the state's opiate addiction epidemic. This bill will limit the amount of opiate painkillers prescribed and increase jail time for those who deal the opiates on the street. There has been more than 100 bomb threats directed towards Jewish community centers this year. Some of those threats have been made in New York, and Governor Andrew Cuomo explains why targeting these centers is unacceptable. Yeah, it really seems like it's really going to get a little better than it was this morning. It was really nasty this morning. Luckily, it cleared up, and it's looking great outside, so looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah, it's been a great winter.
You know, Brennan, that was a really cool moment last night with Derek Willis and Keeley. You know, we really do wish them all the best, and you know, the Cats are going to be playing Saturday, and luckily it's going to be really nice out. So it's glad to see that the weather's going great. So
Yep.
and
It's a big game, great for tailgating.
Absolutely. And that wraps up our show for today. I'm Chris Barnett.
And I'm Jordan Ondroff. From all of us here at UK Student News Network, thank you for joining us.
Hello, I'm Erin Landhair.
And I'm Chris Barnett. Thanks for joining us. Around the country, protesters have been participating in a nationwide demonstration called A Day Without Women. Here in Lexington, dozens of protesters gathered downtown in front of the courthouse. The protest is a way for protesters to voice their concerns with the direction of our country. The WikiLeaks found out the CIA is capable of using and finding new ways to hack and track. Scott McLean has more. Members of Congress think the security of sensitive information needs to be reassessed in response to this incident. WikiLeaks also hopes the documents would spark a public debate about the security of cyber weapons. Federal authorities have stated an investigation into the release of a document cache. Sources close to President Obama have told CNN he is irked and exasperated in response to President Trump's wiretapping accusations. Obama and his aides have responded with disbelief as the White House has stated that there is no regret regarding the wiretap claim. A spokesperson for Obama says neither President Obama nor any White House officials ever ordered surveillance of any U.S. citizen. Any suggestion otherwise is simply false. Hello, I'm Chris Barnett.
And I'm Brennan Field.
A new report says the death rate related to drug overdoses are higher than ever in the state of Kentucky. Between 1997 and 2014, 44 counties have spiked in drug-related deaths. Heroin and also prescription drugs such as OxyContin have pushed the rate of overdoses through the roof by 296%. Kentucky has one of the highest numbers of overdose cases in the country, with 1,300 deaths recorded in 2015. The president's latest executive order is taking aim at environmental regulations, but he says it's all about the jobs. The new executive order pumps the brakes on Obama-era climate change regulations. There was an incident on Capitol Hill earlier today. An erratic driver tried to make a U-turn. Shortly thereafter, the driver hit a police cruiser. Capitol Police then pursued the driver. That's when shots were fired. No one was injured during the chase, and the driver has since been brought into custody. The letter of intent starts Great Britain's 2-year process leaving the European Union. Hello, I'm Chris Barnett.
And I'm Christina Buswell.
The United Nations Security Council held an emergency meeting today to discuss the chemical attack in Syria. As more news on the assault pours in and as donor nations meet in Brussels, the United Kingdom's Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson is questioning the Assad regime. President Trump also condemned the attack in Syria, calling for new action against the nation. Earlier today, President Donald Trump removed Chief Strategist Steve Bannon from the National Security Council. This decision comes after Trump gave Bannon a permanent seat in January. Bannon's demotion is a win for Council leader H.R. McMaster, who has struggled to gain influence in the White House. Hello, I'm Chris Barnett.
And I'm Jordan Ondroff. Thanks for joining us.
Lexington's Bluegrass Airport put on a full-scale emergency training exercise yesterday. UK Student News Network's Brendan Fielder went out to take a closer look and to see how they prepare for the worst. April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Local agencies in Fayette County joined forces this morning at the Raising Cane's on Nicholasville Road to plant pinwheels to bring awareness to the issue of child abuse. President Donald Trump's counselor Kellyanne Conway has defended Trump on numerous occasions, often making statements that question her credibility. Conway believes that the way Americans see Trump on the news is not a good representation of how he really is. 2 lawsuits have been settled between Britain's Daily Mail and First Lady Melania Trump over an article written about her last year. The First Lady will be paid nearly $3 million, according to a source familiar with the settlement. The article, written in August of 2016, said that the modeling agency she worked for was also an escort service. It was also suggested that she provided services beyond modeling. The newspaper apologized to Mrs. Trump for the allegations and has claimed that the allegations are not true.